Hi everyone, Kendall here with Lousy Llama Creations, and today I'll be showing how to make the professional beanie hat. I designed this as a confident beginner crochet pattern. The hat is worked in a flat panel, and I really wanted to make it look like a store-bought knit hat. That was kind of my vibe. My original color that you'll see in the pictures of the pattern, I made in Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted, which I liked because it's super soft. This one I made out of Big Twist denim. Honestly, ever since Big Twist changed their yarn formula, haven't been thrilled, but it's a really pretty color. It's just not near as soft as Anti-Pilling from Premier. So you'll need some worsted weight yarn, you'll need a 5.5mm crochet hook, and you'll need a tapestry needle. The video does go through everything, how to make it, the stitch counts, assembling it, all those details. But if it's easier for you to read the pattern, and if you just want to support me, the pattern is down listed below, and it has tons of pictures. Of course, it has a link to the video, but you're already here. It has all the details and information that you need to make it. One of my favorite things about this hat is that it uses the single crochet yarn under. We'll go through it all. A single crochet yarn under is probably my favorite stitch to ever exist. I use it for everything. I think it's faster. But go ahead and comment below if you prefer yarn over or yarn under for single crochet. Super curious. But you'll be able to make this hat after I weave in the ends. As you can tell, it folds over. It's super cozy. You can also extend it if you want it to be wider for the head or a little snugger. Compared my head to, thank you, Cashew. Comparing my head to my coworkers, I have an average size head. But if you do need it bigger, just add some more rows. But this seemed to fit a majority of people, of women. Do what you will with that information. Let's jump in and start making the hat. To start off our piece, we're going to chain 51. I already did the chain in the first row just because I thought it'd be easier to show you the stitch. So for the first row in every single stitch, we're going to do a single crochet yarn under. So after your 51 stitches in the second chain from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet yarn over. And if you've never done one before, it's just like a normal single crochet, but we're yarning under instead of yarning over. So you insert your hook. Normally we go like this, but we're going to go under, pull through, and then under again. We're then going to slip into the back loop only, go back, yarn under. We're going to work in the back loop the entire time until you get to the last stitch, or you'll do a normal single crochet. I think the single crochets yarn under give a little bit of a different look, while also making it just as easy and a relaxing experience to make. So you'll do back loop only until you get to the last stitch. Obviously the first row doesn't matter, it's just going to be a single crochet in each stitch. Yarn under this whole time. Once you get to the end, you'll go through both loops. This kind of keeps our corners, our edges nice and even. You'll chain one and turn, and that's going to be a repeating stitch. One single crochet through the back loop only, one single crochet. You're going to do this for 78 rows, or until it's as wide as you want it. You might want to go a little more, a little less, totally up to you and what your preference is. It's going to take a little bit, but I promise you it's worth it to get this really beautiful, I won't go as far as saying knit look, but it looks very professional and store-bought, which is kind of a cool goal to have. So I'm going to make my panel, and then because our hat is made with a big rectangular panel, and then we'll sew it together. I'll show you how to assemble it, but first I gotta make my panel. So I just finished my big panel, like barely fits on the screen. I did all 78 rows, and I have my beautiful ribbing. See, it has a little bit of stretch. It's gonna be perfect. But now we need to close it up to actually make a hat. We're gonna start by folding it in half, and we're gonna do slip stitches along this whole side to close the hat. And I'm gonna insert my hook into my last row and into the chain from the beginning. You'll do a slip stitch. Again, I'm going to insert into my last row and then into the chains. And if you've never done a slip stitch, It's yarn over, pull through again. We're going to continue this all the way down so that our hat becomes a tube. All the way to the end, we officially have a tube, which is not a hat, but it's about to be. I want to cut myself a nice long tail. I always go extra, it's just easier to work with. Cut, goodbye yarn, and we're going to fasten off, pulling it all the way through. I have my tapestry needle. I'm going to put this long tail on the needle. Let's flip it around. Okay, we are now going to do a cinch closure. We're going to go in and out along all of these edges and pull tight. Because this is such a large gap, you're going to want to be pulling tight as you go along. Other projects like amigurumi, you can wait till the end to pull, but because this is so big, we're going to want to be doing it as we go. So this is where my tail is attached. We're going to go in and out along the chains from all of our rows. And again, it's a giant tail. Ooh, there we go. And pull tight as we go around. We're going to do this all the way to the end. All right, I'm right at the end, pulling tight. If you're like, there's a giant hole, that's okay, we're gonna fix it. I hate shaping in hats, so I find it easier to just stitch the hole closed. We're going to stitch across like a star along all the points. So I'm going over, hooking on really anywhere, and then I'm gonna pull tight. See, it already looks 10 times better. I'm going to do the same with over here. Stick it through and pull tight. I'm going to do a few more, but it's looking really good. Going across. There we go. I'm kind of pulling it apart a little bit to see if there's a gap. See, I missed one over here. And if you're like, it's so ugly, don't worry, we're going to turn it inside out. And that fixes all of our mistakes. All right, that'll be my last one. I'm happy with that. So pull tight, and we're going to place a knot at the end. Scooting the knot right at the bottom. You're going to want to weave in your ends. I'm not going to do that on camera because I swear it's so embarrassing. Turn your hat inside out. Let's come out a little bit. Hello. I'm gonna fix this nice pretty brim. And look at that. We got ourselves a hat. And it looks mighty professional if I don't say so myself. This is the back, so you want to make sure that's in the back. If that bothers you, I mean, they're pretty universal. Make the hat as big or as small as you want. I'm more of a shorter brim person, but I don't know. If you're like, oh, it's sitting kind of weird, it looks great on a head. We finished. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial for the professional beanie today. If you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I've been working on a lot more tutorials covering all my patterns. If you don't know me, my name is Kendall and I sell crochet kits as my main source of income. So if you're always wanting to learn how to crochet, check out the kits, of course, linked below. It helps me a lot. It goes to my Etsy. I'm also on social media, of course, Instagram and TikTok. You'll find me most active on TikTok. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. If you make the hat, please tag me on social media just so I can see it because I love seeing everyone's work. And I'll see you in the next video.